With the site set up on WordPress.com, you're ready to start blogging and publishing content. But in many cases, people already have content on other sites. You may have set up a blog on blogger.com or even on Tumblr, or you may even have a WordPress blog somewhere on WordPress.com, and you want to move the content from that blog over to this one. So what do? Well, WordPress has an import and export feature built in that allows us to export the content from a blog and also import content from other WordPress sites and from other systems altogether. You find these tools under the dashboard, under Tools, and here you have Import and Export. So let's take a quick look at the import function first. If I click on Import, you'll see that we have a long list of sites we can import from. Blogger, from LiveJournal, from Movable Type, Posterous, Tumblr, WordPress, and so on. And you can also import things like a blog roll or categories and tags from other sites. For example, if we go to the Tumblr one, you'll see you have to now log in to your Tumblr account with your Tumblr credentials, and then WordPress will go and talk to Tumblr and grab all the content and pull it over. Whereas if you go to Posterous, again, you have to log in to Posterous, and then Posterous and WordPress will talk to each other, and things will be imported over. If you want to import content from an existing WordPress site, you need to first export the content from that WordPress site. Fortunately, I have another WordPress site that I can export content from. I've opened it in a separate window, and here you see it's just called Morton's Sandbox. And as you can see, the dashboard is exactly the same as the Somoka News site, because this is also WordPress.com. So what I want to do here is go down to Tools and click on Export. And from here, I can choose what to export. In this case, I want to export all content. So I'll simply click Download Export File, and then tell the browser it's okay to download this file. And now WordPress will take all my database information and compile it into an XML file that it's put on my computer. Once I have that XML file on my computer, and I can go see it here in my folder, I can import this XML file into my other WordPress site. So I'll go back to Somoka News, I'll import from WordPress, and then here it says I need to upload my XML file. So I'll go and browse for the file. It's under Downloads. And then click Upload File and Import. What happens now is WordPress will read the file and find out who the authors are for the different content. So if you have multiple authors for that blog, it'll list all these authors, and then it'll ask you, who do you want to assign the different authors' posts to? Normally, what you want to do is assign them to the same author, or just add them in. In this case, there's only one author. It's me, Morton. So I'm going to assign it to Morton, and then I'll click Submit. Now your import will go into a queue, and WordPress will cycle through each individual item and each individual post and bring all that content into your site so that it appears. Unfortunately, this is not an instant process because a lot of people are importing their content into WordPress, so you may have to wait a bit. Once the import is done, you'll get an email saying that the import is done, and with all the content imported, you'll find it, for example, in your posts and in your media, because once the content is imported, it becomes part of your site. Importing and exporting content in WordPress.com is made as easy as possible. Even so, it's not foolproof, so be prepared to deal with some issues of broken links and missing images, especially when you're exporting and importing large sites.